Ooh, welcome to Feed Dump, where it's pinata time!
Graham, what are you doing?
I'm hosting Feed Dump, like I do every week.
I beg to differ.
What do you mean? I am here hosting Feed Dump each time, always.
How about we fight for it?
Alright.
Ha!
Dang it.
Welcome to Feed Dump, where everything is in its right place. This week, we're video games, and I'm Persona 4, because every day's great at your Juness. Joining me this week is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
I'm keeping the pinata.
And extra new Super Mario Bros. 3D Magic Land Wii U 3DS whatever Yoshi thing.
I think you made that one up.
Of course I made that one up. Everyone's super excited about the iPhone 6, especially if they happen to have old and busted and yet still perfectly functional older iPhones. Anyhow, how far would you go to get a new iPhone? Would you offer to rent out your girlfriend like one man in Shanghai did?
Now, I know what we're all thinking, but it's entirely possible that he rented his girlfriend out for not sex. Maybe you just didn't want to go see the movies alone. Or, needed someone to help you move a couch.
Ironically, the most useful thing to rent her out for might be to wait in line for an iPhone 6.
Actually, this guy was... Well, it falls under the loosest possible definition of gentleman, and the ad stated things like, she's great for study sessions, and maybe we could all go on 3-way dates. No funny business.
Alright, regular sex then.
I think you might be using a size definition of gentleman.
I'm a motherfucker gentleman.
2 questions. 1, if you aren't allowed to have any funny business, why do you want to rent someone else's girlfriend? 2, did she know this was happening?
Unfortunately, Graham, the story's a little light on details there, but I can tell you that the ad he placed on campus at his university had deals available by the day, hour, or month.
This is for an iPhone 6. Does he have a larger, higher resolution girlfriend I could rent if he wants to get a 6 Plus?
Sharing girlfriend for pocket money. £1 per hour, £5 per day, £50 a month. If you are interested, connect to Personal Hotspot Wi-Fi Sharing Master to check her out. And when you went there, you got to see a picture of her with her height and weight. She's a very pretty girl. She could probably do better.
Well, knowing all the specifics of her height and weight are very important. I mean, you need to know her height in case you want to rent her out to, reach things on tall shelves. And her weight would be important if you needed another person for like a teeter-totter.
Whatever he's asking for is equivalent to 50 pounds for a month, which is like $90 Canadian. When I get my iPhone 6, I'm going to be paying like $300 with a contract. Like, she's going to be booked for the next year for this to work.
So your problem with this is that he's not charging enough?
This guy clearly has no concept of economics. He's charging £1 an hour or 50 pounds for a month. That is an insane value proposition.
I hope she's getting something out of this.
She can look at her boyfriend's new iPhone. I mean, he'll have to use the Touch ID to unlock it for her first. And maybe sometimes he doesn't want to do that. But other times, she can just, rest well in the knowledge that her boyfriend has an iPhone 6 now.
A man has started walking around Essex wearing a skin-tight, full-face covering Gimp suit.
He's not just any man in a Gimp suit. He's Gimp Man, the hero that Essex deserves.
The suit has a full face mask though, so how do we know it's just one guy walking around? There could be a whole bunch of guys walking around in Gimp suits, but people only see one at a time.
Essex has a fleet of Gimps working in shifts? It's better than Chavs, I guess.
Is it just me, or is there something actually a little bit wholesome about just a guy walking around in a Gimp suit, hanging out, taking pictures with people? Like, I like that idea that he's just there. He's doing his thing. He's not bugging anybody. He's just cool.
You know what, Paul? A lot of people are actually calling the Gimp Man of Essex a hero because he's a really nice guy, he's affable, and, you can take your photo with him, and for every person that uploads a photo to his Facebook page, he donates £1 to a local charity.
I was right! The Gimp Man of Essex! Here, the squeak of his pleather blocks away, the sun glinting off his zippers as it blinds the criminal element.
I'm starting to think that maybe this guy isn't even into this stuff in his private life. He's just doing this because he thought it was a good way to raise money for charity.
Well, According to the Gimp man of Essex himself, some people make assumptions that I am a pedophile or a pervert and think I must be into some horrible things. However, he did add that his wife and children do not know about his hobby.
How do they not know? Is this one of those like, all right, children, run along and get some chalk ices. I have to go and tell my friend the Gimp man something. Tup, tup, tup. Tup, tup, tup. Oh, it's the Gimp man. Have you seen our dad? Tup, 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 tup. Hey, kids, I heard the Gimp man was here. Did I just miss him?
I think you are seriously underestimating the time it takes to get into a PVC GIMP suit.
A man in Leicestershire has grown the world's biggest onion. It's 18 pounds 10 ounces.
Well, whoop-dee shit.
The previous Guinness World Record holder was only 10 pounds. This is almost 8 pounds bigger. That's not nothing. It's like the size of a baby.
It's not that impressive. I was 10 pounds, and my sister was 8, so it's just the Stark siblings. What I'm saying is my mom could have made this onion.
I guess this is the case with any of these giant vegetables, but what do you do with it?
Well, Paul, I'm glad you asked. All Guinness record vegetables are placed in a geosynchronous orbit above Siberia as a warning to aliens.
I'm sure this guy is going to do what people do all over the world when they slave hours and hours and hours into some sort of passion project. They let it gather dust and rot.
Well, since Matt isn't here, I feel like it's necessary to say this story brings a tear to my eye.
I'm actually holding out hope for a clawfoot bathtub full of French onion soup.
That would be delicious, but you would need an awful lot of bread and cheese for the topping.
Ooh, world record cheese wheel.
Yeah, and like the world's largest piece of crusty bread.
I'm okay with this. This all sounds great. Sign me up.
On that super joke, hi Matt, we're going to call this episode to a close. But remember, there may be better sources of news, but they don't have this hat, which is an antique. Which means someone long, long ago looked at this hat and went, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm sorry, children, but we spent all our money raising this onion. It'll have to be onion steaks from now on.